Hello everybody, welcome back to Koi Played Minecraft Bucket List, and there's my little tower, ain't it grand? Isn't that so nice? In today's episode, we're going to be doing a bunch of little random, that's interesting how it got a big old pit right there. A bunch of random things in this series, at least for today's episode. I want to spend some time talking about the new 1.11 Minecraft update. It's not going to come out as an update just yet. It's unfortunately going to start out as a snapshot, and that actually comes out tomorrow, 9/28. And what I'm going to do in this episode is I need to build a pumpkin farm. Yes, a melon and pumpkin farm, which I believe I have the seeds I need if I didn't already plant them. I don't know where the seeds are. The seeds are gone. Yeah, hang on a sec. Turns out my single pumpkin and my melon seeds are all in here. And the reason we need a melon and pumpkin farm is because we need mostly the pumpkin to do something useful for me. And I did say a while ago I was going to use this area. Unfortunately, the grass has grown back apparently. But I was going to use this area right over here to essentially make my melon farm. So in order to keep with the theme, I'm going to have to get some cobblestone and I'm going to have to get some wood. And so as I wander, I need to get rid of these things. These things take forever to get rid of. So maybe I'll do some of that if I still got time. But yeah, as I'm walking, let's talk about the new update. There is going to be something called curse enhancements. What are curse enhancements? Essentially, it's like putting on a sword binding or putting on a sword vanishing or something. Like it's going to be essentially cursed. And those, oh wait, I have a wood shop, don't I? I do have a wood shop. Let me go get my wood from the wood shop because I don't remember which server I'm on today. Isn't that funny? But yeah, anyway, so they're going to have a curse of binding, curse of vanishing, and the idea is going to be best used with map making, and it's not going to appear that much in dungeon loot, but it's all going, it's basically like enhancement, but negative. That's going to be one of the new features. They're going to be essentially a Minecraft mansion. And this mansion is not going to appear just like willy-nilly wherever. It's going to be essentially like one of those other things like the desert temple. Desert temple. Am I really out of spruce? That's so depressing. I am out of spruce wood. Wow, I don't know where I am today. This is so funny. Once we're in a woodland environment, that is where you will be able to find a mansion. And inside the mansion is going to have 3 floors. The bottom 2 are going to be larger, while the top one overall is just going to be a smaller top floor. And you're going to find that there's going to be 3 new mobs inside this mansion. There's going to be something called an evoker, a vindicator, and a vex. So I assume all of those are probably going to throw things like binding and all this other fun stuff. That's just my assumption here, guys. And there's going to be, I believe, oh yes, you can, oh, I'm sorry. You can't find them in a random forest. You actually have to get a woodland map. And there's going to be new maps. This whole update, the 1.11 update, it's actually all about survival and exploration. And so consider this map like part 1 of, I don't know how many. They're bound to have a few more. They're bound to have a few more updates in between. So there's going to be 2 different types of maps. One is a woodland map, which you can find like, say, a map and explore over that way, right? And the other one is going to be an ocean. Where'd that spruce go? Did I pick you up? Oh, I did. Oh my goodness, I've been picking up spruce and I didn't even know it. That's quite funny. Anyway, so yeah, the other one is going to be an ocean exploration map. And so the only way you will actually be able to explore these, oh, that's interesting. That's actually falling apart. It was actually connected to this tree. I didn't think that would be the case. Sure, works for me. And so the new exploration maps is designed to get people away from places like where I am and just hanging out in a random little town where we built stuff and actually get you to go and explore the world around you. That's kind of the idea behind these maps. At least in my opinion, that's what I think the idea is behind these maps. Now let's talk for a second about what the treasure map will look like. They're going to look like a standard map, but they're going to show terrain outlined and a specific structure that potentially has the treasure in them. And so it's going to be neat. It's going to be kind of looking like one of those old time maps, and that will be kind of a useful feature. I mean, I'm in favor of getting finding random maps somewhere, or even creating random maps somewhere and have a way to explore the world a little bit. I mean, that would be really fun on a server to have like a server exploration thing. Treasure maps potentially display the biome outline of their respective biome, which is kind of cool. And it maps an outline of land with no loaded land shown, and then loads land once you find where this map is located. So you could, in theory, travel quite a ways until you finally find where this map actually connects to you. In theory, okay? In reality, it might be a little simpler. I don't know. So the further away you are from said map, it's going to, show an icon of you being really, really tiny. And, the closer you get, the bigger you will be. And then eventually you'll come on to the actual map. And so it will kind of work like standard maps do currently. You can actually buy maps from cartographers. So I don't know if this is referring to a new village type. I don't have the answers for you on that currently right now and what that means. Unless I scroll up and I actually find it, so bear with me on that one. There's going to be something called the Totem of Undying. It's going to be dropped by Evokers, which is one of the new mobs, okay? Evokers will be dropping this item, and I think I'll cut this one next. It saves your life when you receive a killing blow. So for me, someone like me who constantly dies from pretty much everything, getting a drop like the Totem of Undying from an Evoker will probably be the most useful, well worth buying item I could ever purchase, because I have a tendency of dying from creepers. I have a tendency of dying from Endermen. I have a tendency of dying from pretty much everything that touches me. It shows a particle like a curse from an Elder Guardian, right? And it gives regeneration absorption when activated for a couple of seconds to help survive follow-up damage. It's going to be interesting to see what happens if somebody gets poisoned and gets the final hit, and what's actually going to happen to them, and whether or not they will actually survive or not. Turns out, guys, I am at a cobblestone, so I'm going to have to gather some while I hang out here as well. I'm down inside my mine where all I seem to get is emerald-based things, and I don't seem to ever get diamond anywhere in this area, but whatever, right? So I should be able to just mine away and find various places where I've got torches, and that should hopefully help me with lighting circumstances in here. Anyway, back to 1.11 update as we mine away and do our usual... That's interesting. I didn't know I could totally do that. Anyway, there's something called a shulker box. So it's a drop that the shulker drops, and think of it as a backpack. Yes, that means Minecraft is going to be getting a backpack system. So this is going to be nice. It's going to be crafted using a chest in the middle with 2 shulker shells, which, by the way, if you didn't already figure this out, shulkers drop shulker shells. Yes, that's right. And so... can be held in your inventory, will show... Oh, this is nice. Will show the... Oh, guys, look at this. I just found me some gold. I am golden. So let's get the iron out of here, and then I'll get the gold next. So this shulker box, essentially backpack, it's going to be a thing that has 27 slots. Everything in here, by the way, is 27 slots. So imagine having that much space in one little tiny block. And so that theoretically means you can carry 27 of them, assuming you can get that many skulls. You can carry 27 of them, not skulls, but shells. And if you can carry 27 of them, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark that to remind myself to come back and get the emerald one day. Which I don't want to take now, but I will take the gold for sure. So you can potentially carry 27 of them. Each one of them could have space for 27 more spaces, but you can't technically put one inside the other. It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately, okay? You can't put one inside the other, but if you highlight your cursor over one, you can see at least 5 of the 27 items you have in the box. So in theory, you can also just put 5 items only in each one of those, and you'll actually be able to see various things about them. I think this is where the end of the line is for this row right here. It can be mined by hand, which is kind of a neat feature. You can actually just... Oh, wait. I need to put lights. I need to put the lights up. I'm being stupid right now, because I'm going to go mining this way, and I won't have any light for it. How stupid of me not to do that. But anyways, you can mine this box by hand, which would be kind of cool. And if you open it, the top will spin up, similar to how a shulker will open. And I don't know what a shulker looks like, so I don't know what that means. But eventually we'll find out, obviously. And you can put them in any direction, kind of like shulkers are currently. Which is a pretty cool... You got to admit that's a pretty cool feature. Okay, guys, get away! Come on. Not now. This is not very nice. We're trying to talk about 1.11 and you guys are not in it. Oh. You're adorable. There we go. Got rid of you all. Okay, let's talk about the new mobs. There's going to be the 3 new mobs plus the new villager. Okay, there's a new villager. I will talk about the villager in a second. So the first new mob happens to be... Wow, jeez. Oh, they're all dirt. I could have just done the bottom. I get distracted so easily sometimes. The Vindicator... Oh, jeez. The Vindicator is essentially hostile to players. It actually has its own sound, spawns in woodland mentioned. It actually drops emeralds, which is actually a cool way to go. So you could potentially have an oh boy. You could potentially have an unlimited emerald drop system. If you're really good at this, you could actually find a way to make that work. Okay, come on. Oh, jeez. Really? The Evoker has a Fang attack, summons a stream of Fang coming out of the floor, which happens to damage mobs or whatever it seems to touch. And that's kind of an eerie, trippy thing there. Good. It also has its own sound. It spawns Vexes, which is another mob, which I'll describe in just a second. It spawns in the top floor of the Woodland Mansion along with the Vindicator and other summoned mobs. The Evoker is the one that drops the Totem of Undying, and it also drops Emerald, which is totally awesome. This is so great. I've got more things to collect in here. Yay! Okay, guys, I think I got more than what I need at the moment. The Vex, by the way, can actually fly through blocks, has no clipping, which sucks for us, but has no clipping. It's hostile towards the player. Texture changes to have red marks when it's about to attack, so that's kind of a useful feature. And has its own sound, wields a sword, of all things, so it's a flying little demon creature with sword, I guess. And it spawned also in Woodland Mansion. There's going to also be llamas! Llamas are going to be spawning naturally. Passive mob can attack by sharply spitting at enemies. Spit their llama goo on wolves. Is hostile to wolves of all things. So if you have dogs, I don't know if llamas are going to be impacted by dogs. We'll see about that. Llamas can be saddled using a carpet of color and ridden, which is kind of cool. And which means this will be the second animal that can do this sort of thing. Like donkey can be equipped with a chest and has 6 slots. And so you can have donkey and llamas have chests. Can be leech, which is cool. When a lead is put on, the surrounding llamas in a small radius will be attracted and try to form a caravan behind the leaded animal, I guess you could say. And so that's kind of cool. You can actually lead one llama and the rest will actually form a caravan, which will be quite useful if you think about... Oh, really? Oh, that was fun. I had a baby walking on me. Yay! That means there's creepers outside because I just walked away from my machine and I don't know what's still out here, but I think there is one, at least one. There always is. Anyway, so I was talking about llamas, right? Llamas can be saddled, leashed, and create caravans. Now, there's going to be a new villager type, a new librarian villager. Ooh, I'll take that. A new librarian villager. And this librarian villager is going to have a new career class. It's going to be the cartographer for the librarians who actually sell treasure maps. So that's how you're going to get the treasure maps I mentioned earlier in the episode. You're essentially going to... I just forgot something. You're essentially going to be able to buy the maps, compasses, maps, compasses, ocean and woodland treasure maps. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that fits into the greater world. The ocean exploration map will be for actual ocean monuments, which quite frankly we've got one like literally right next to me, but doesn't mean that's where the treasure's gonna lie, okay? And then the woodland exploration map will be for woodland mansions. What did I forget, you ask? There's a bunch of cobblestone walls in there that I'm gonna take out and bring with me, as well as spruce. I'm gonna have to get the rest of the spruce stairs I left behind, but that's okay. Oh wow, okay, I'm kind of full up, so I'm gonna eat this, get rid of this from my inventory, and then, oh geez, I really filled that one up. That was a good job. Oh, perfect, I got enough cobblestone walls. Excellent. So let's go ahead and make our pumpkin farm and our melon farm. It's not gonna have anything useful on it, but this is okay, but sure, because I only have one pumpkin, and I'm gonna have to wait till it grows and does its usual thing. Now, there's gonna be some other fun things. And I do apologize for like some weird random cuts, but having kids causes you to kind of get distracted by things. But then also I'm also reading something too before I start commenting on things. Villagers will also be able to finally have name tags, which is going to be great for the iCraft server, because if I get a zombie villager, I'll be able to name that zombie villager, and I will be able to put that zombie villager right inside of my brand new egg toss machine. Yay, that's going to be so much fun. And villagers now have some changes to their trading abilities. The green robe villager is actually going to be re-added as profession 5, whatever that means. So I guess maybe the cartographer? Who knows? They spawn naturally in villages, of course. And I'm just going to clear out some of this grass stuff. You can't see anything with this grass, you know? Insane. Yeah, they made some interesting little changes into the game. The wither, you can actually custom name withers, and they will show, the name will actually show up in the boss health bar, which is pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to do that with the end dragon. That would be kind of cool if they actually did that with the end dragon. No golems, you can actually take off their pumpkin heads, and it will actually have a neat little effect where it will actually save that effect. Maybe I will go all the way out to, yeah, you know what? If I do it right, I can go all the way out to here-ish. Which means this thing's going to get kind of twisty, but it's doable. So let's go ahead and just borrow the land, I guess. The husks try to avoid water now, which is nice. The raw rabbit drop is now affected by looting enchantment, which is actually a nifty little deal. I don't think I'm going to go this far out. So a new deal with skeleton horses, thank goodness, is there's going to be some changes in drop rates for skeleton horses and for skeleton. Skeleton and zombie horses, their bone and rotten flesh dropped now yield 0 to 2 and are also affected by looting. Skeleton trap horses, the ones that just hang out there waiting for you to spawn evil lightning bolt. Oh, I forgot to get dirt. Evil lightning bolts of terror. That is going to now be 1/5 of what it was before, which is, thank goodness, my goodness, jeez. I mean, because every time you find those things, they just spawn like crazy, and you end up having to deal with a boatload of them, which is never any fun, you know, to have to deal with that. Let's just get one more thing of dirt, just in case I need it. And Dake, you can go away, we'll get the dirt here. Guardians and Elder Guardians are also going to see a little bit of a change, not by much, but a little bit. The common drop of fish will now be cooked fish if they die while on fire. Now, if you see me on the server and you see me going through that Guardian farm, that is going to be a good deal as well, because guess what? We usually kill them with fire. Excellent. So all of the fish, really, wow, that is impressive. That right there is impressive. It's broken. My shovel is totally gone. Enderman will now take 1 heart of damage when hit by splash water bottle. That'd be a neat effect. Creepers, if a creeper is inflicted with a potion effect, its explosion will actually have lingering potion. which actually could be a cool deal. So you can give a creeper, you know, like a regeneration potion, and then it'll do its usual explosion effect and try to kill you and everybody else. And a cool deal with that is you will end up with a very, very similar regeneration flash potion, so to speak, in return, which actually could be a really good lifesaver from creeper explosion in itself, right? Blazes now will take 1 damage when hit by flash water bottle as well. Chicken now have a neck texture. Yes, the chickens will actually have a real neck for the first time ever. Won't that be exciting? Ender Dragon, custom name Ender Dragon now also show their names in the name tag. I totally did not read that when I was reading the Wither one. Okay, I apologize for the inconvenience for not saying so earlier. Trapdoors. Placing trapdoors right next to redstone sources now update to an open state. So it won't stay closed, I guess, is what they're trying to say. I guess that's okay. Because I have a trapdoor like that, and I don't care if it's open or closed, as long as it makes the noise it needs to make, at least with that egg drop thing I made on the server. I'm going to have to think about that one and see what it actually does in comparison. By the way, I learned grass blocks can totally spawn like when it's like super far away from grass itself. That's actually kind of a trip for me. Leaves. Particle emitted from leaves now use a corresponding color according to the biome, which will be nice. I'm looking forward to that. Rails. All rail types hitbox height are decreased from a full block to a half block. I don't know exactly what that means, but that could change some dynamics of gameplay. I don't know how or if it will, but we'll have to kind of wait and see what that actually does. Flowers are finally going to have a real hitbox that actually confirms to their actual location. That will be a plus. Cauldrons add sound when filling an empty cauldron with buckets and glass bottles. I guess they never had a sound. Lucky us, right? Anvils also have a sound when anvils break. Isn't that going to be fun? Yay! Shield will now keep enchantment level and durability when crafted with banners, which is nice. And then shields are also going to have a 100% block rate. And that by itself is going to be extremely useful. Let me count this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I pretty much got this thing going already. I'm essentially going to start replicating that, minus maybe the leaves. I don't know if I'm going to do the leaves yet or not. But let's talk about fuel and a few other things. Fuel and shield, in a sense. So if you have a shield, I already said it actually finally blocks 100% versus 66% of what you do to it. Zombies without any weapons will not deal any damage to the player, finally, nor damage to the shield durability. I need more food. Creeper explosions finally deal 0 damage to the player, and I don't know if this means like if you hold it up like this, or if you just leave it to the side, because usually when I get hit, I don't get as damaged as I would not want to be. Wither skeletons will not inflict the wither effect when hit by them. Finally, thank you. That is a very useful feature, especially for someone like me, you know what I mean? So I'm going to need all of this stuff. That's going to be quite useful. And burning zombies will not set the player on fire if you have a shield. Won't that be great? Fuel. Now there's more things you can throw in your furnace. First one, wool, carpet, ladders, wooden buttons. Finally, I have a way to get rid of my buttons, even though it doesn't really do anything useful. You can actually burn bows, which is actually a really useful feature because you can have a skeleton farm and have way too many bows, and you can just torch all the bows. Fishing rods can also be burned. Sign can be burned, finally. Bowls can be burned. Doors can be burned, which you would think would make sense, right? And boat can be burned. Boat, by the way, can smelt 2 items. Doors can smelt 1. Signs can smelt 1. Boats actually do 1.5, which is not a bad deal, you know? Can't go wrong with that. Ink sacks, by the way, can actually be caught in stacks of 10 with a weight of 1 versus the opposite way around. So you gotta give that some credit as well. I forgot to record. That's just horrifying. Well, I'm gonna walk and record then. Just gonna walk and record. So the last bit of what I have discovered is there's a new thing called max entity. The max entity thing is essentially going to default 24 enemy entities. What does this mean? It means basically once there are 24 entities crammed into one space, the next entity that walks in, whether it's number 24 or number 25, will actually begin to suffocate. Yes. Wait, was that oak wood? Darn, I'm out of oak wood too. That's insane. Okay, we're going to have to cut down some oak trees. Yeah, so max entity will essentially, I don't know, but this is what I'm thinking. I am thinking it's actually going to have an adverse effect. Yeah, it's an adverse effect on the actual game where people usually AFK things like skeleton spawners and fighter spawners and all this other good stuff. And if you can only have 24 max skeletons mashed into a spawner thingamajig, it's pretty much going to break the spawner, especially if you want to do AFK type stuff. The only way to get around that is if you make your AFK station longer. You know, as in like width-wise, you actually make it longer rather than the other way you would think of. And that would be, in my opinion, probably the only realistic way you can get around such a thing like that. I don't know what to say, and I don't know how this may break the game, but there is a good chance that it could break the game, and if it does, that would be something that's quite unfortunate for those AFK spawner things. So get your levels now, get all your upgrades now while you can, because soon you may not be able to get the upgrades you actually need. I am going to hang out here waiting for these darn trees to grow. I'm going to call it quits right now. I should be pretty much at max time. So that's about it for the 1.11 upgrade, okay? So if you guys do the 1.11 upgrade, that's essentially what you're going to be experiencing. So I hope it goes to what you would prefer it to be. I hope it's everything you wanted. There's going to be some new features. Positive features, and then of course there's going to be some negative drawbacks. So I personally am not looking forward to a couple of the negatives, but we'll see what it's like. If you guys like this episode, of course, please do like and subscribe, and definitely leave me a comment. I look forward to hearing your commentary about what you guys think about the 1.11 update. Alright guys, stay tuned and we'll see y'all next time. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this bay. Guys, that's crazy. That's my melon farm right up here. And right underneath is a load of lava. I'm gonna go check this out for a second and let's see what's in here. Dude, that's absolutely crazy. There's lava right underneath my melon farm. How is it not burning the wood? I don't know. Where this came from? I don't know. Why is it here? Again, I don't know, but this is just insanity. At least it's more than 2 blocks away, because that would kind of suck to have to put all this wood in and then find it all get torched in the fire. That would really suck. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put my oak wood, and I'll see you next time. Bye! I already have this one, by the way, okay? Go in, please. There we go. It's working now. So now the game's officially doing what it's supposed to do. Yay! I'm getting iron blocks. This is so cool.